Pardon an interruption, this is Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First of all, it's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So if you're interested in making your own podcast, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
The Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Just Us Radio presents the Star Chronicles.
How about this, Cowboys?
Yeah! And goal. Elliott into the end zone.
Welcome, Cowboys Nation. This is the Star Chronicles Cowboys Football Podcast, episode 14. The Cowboys came through and pulled through another big win, 37-18 over the New York Giants. Normally, we'd be talking about this with my regular co-hosts, Ron, a.k.a. the Starstruck Fan, and Lisa, but they're out on a mission. They said they're looking for Will Hernandez. So that's going to be – I'm just really looking to see how that turns out, because – Will Hernandez kind of showed me that he's kind of a punk, but I guess I've been told that he's kind of always been that way. But we do have Kyle, one of the loyal listeners of our program. Really appreciate him listening in and also making comments on our Instagram page. That's the Star at the Star _Chronicles on Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram. You guys want to check that out and give some comments if you want, and maybe we'll address some of your questions on the show. Before we start with Kyle, though, I would like to say that we have listeners all over the country, the world.
That's awesome.
I mean, now we're up to 22% people listening from France.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've jumped 10%. 4% in Ireland. My Irish friends, you guys need to step it up a little bit. Also the Canadians and stuff. 2%, you need to step it up. United Kingdom, 1%, you need to step it up as well. And Puerto Rico at the 1%, you need to step up as well. And of course, the United States, 68%. So
wow,
I'm glad it's kind of all over. So that's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and welcome Kyle. We're going to talk about the Cowboys' victory. Another slow start for the Cowboys, but they still pulled through. What are your thoughts and opinions on the game?
Yeah, it was despite the fact that they won by 18, 19 points, it just didn't feel that satisfying, really. First three quarters was just kind of sloppy, undisciplined, They should have been, I don't know. You feel like coming off a bye, they'd be a little more, focused, and I don't know. Something just seemed off, I don't know. Yeah,
it's just it's always been the case, it was looked very, very similar to the Miami game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. To which makes me worry because I'll say it again. I love the Cowboys. So very much. But at the same time, that's not how you do championship football. There's numerous examples of what championship football looks like. I won't mention the team just yet. But Zeke Elliott had a great game. Rushed for 139 yards. To be quite honest, it seemed like he rushed for way more yardage.
That's
what
he did. Too. Yeah, it looked like it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought
him for big chunks too.
Yeah, because I was sitting there thinking wow, aren't we over 100 yards already at halftime? But I guess apparently we weren't. But it seemed like it.
Yeah.
The offense is the offense. Started off sluggish. Started off the game with that first pick, the very first play.
Yeah.
But our defense, they in the trenches, they did what they needed to do. Held them to 3. Yeah, which is good. The defense has stepped up, recently, and I think the key thing is just the turnover aspect of it. What was it? Was it 2 or 3 turnovers the last game? I can't quite remember.
They had the interception, right? And
yes.
They fumbled. I think they forced 2 fumbles or 1 fumble. I forget, but the one was recovered and brought back for touchdown by our boy Jordan Lewis.
Oh yes, a guy that should. I hope everyone at the Star facility in Frisco understands that he needs to start now.
Yeah, he is definitely, he's earned that job. He's earned it 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hustler, and we've looked at numbers before. I mean, he started how many games with how many turnovers in his career? I mean,
Nine starts, 6 turnovers.
yeah,
Takeaways,
that's pretty good when you look at Byron Jones. I mean, 66 games was it
2.
4? Yeah, something ridiculous. Yeah,
2. Yeah.
yeah, it's ridiculous. But I mean, it's kind of like comparing oranges to apples because I look at Byron Jones as more of a shutdown corner.
Yeah.
So I mean, which to some, is not the most sexiest thing in the world, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Michael Bennett, 7th round pick, did very, very well in my opinion. I know Lisa and Ron don't really agree with me that much, but still, when you look at the end of the game, he had 1 sack, he had 3 or 4 tackles, 2 of those tackles for a loss, and he also had 4 quarterback hits, which you definitely want that on your team.
100%. Yeah, I thought he played well. I mean, I was excited to see him out there. I mean, like I said, my only concern about him was, the off the field locker room stuff, but he's never been known for to get in trouble or anything. But on the field, there's no doubt. He performs when given the opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to knock a guy that's, I'm not really going to knock a guy that the reason why people don't like him is because he's opinionated. I'm more concerned if he's doing a Ross, if a loaded gun.
Exactly.
And
weed.
I mean,
there. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think there's bigger things that are happening that I would be more concerned about. But I thought overall, I mean, I thought he played well, and I'm really looking forward to see how he plays against Minnesota. Now, going back to the turnovers and points allowed, you brought up to me a very interesting stat earlier today. Could you share that with me and the listeners again?
Yeah, what was that? Something about through this 8 games or whatever this season.
Points allowed.
Points allowed defenses. Dallas is number 4 or 5 with 140. I think it was 144, and number 1 was New England, 97 or something like that.
Yes. Which, like I was telling you earlier, it's like I'm happy that, the Cowboys are in that top 5 of that particular stat, but you're still talking a 50-point difference at number 1, and that's staggering. And then when you also shared about their interceptions so far
19.
Yep. That is ridiculous.
I know. That is on a pace for almost 40 by the end of the season. That's unheard of. Yeah.
Yes, I mean, how does that's Madden stats right there.
I can't even remember the last time Dallas had 19 interceptions and a full season. I mean, let alone 8 games. It's just this team does not get turnovers. I think we've talked about this. They just they either don't locate the ball or they're not taught to go look at the ball. I don't know what it is, but they just do not get interceptions, this team. So it's nice to see them getting one here and there, but there's opportunity. Cheeto, like I said, we discussed Cheeto. He is on these receivers like white on rice, but he just does not get his head around and to knock the ball out or make a play in the ball.
He's like anticipating the ball reaching the receiver's hand so he can knock it away versus being turned around and anticipating coming up with a pick.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that I don't like the guy, but
I like.
But I was definitely one of the ones that was very, very excited about us drafting him.
Me too. I thought I had high expectations for him. I thought he'd perform a little better, turnover wise.
Yes, and it's just I thought that's what Chris Richard does.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So at the end, yes, we always talk about coaching and stuff on this show because in my eyes, it is all about discipline.
Yeah.
And leadership, is a reflection. Your players are supposed to be a reflection of the leadership.
Exactly.
And that's like in any type of facet in the world, whether you're a manager of a company or whatever the case may be. Now, if he's here to try and, get more turnovers and stuff, I'm just trying to figure out how it's supposed to happen. But there's other things that are involved in that too. If you're not blitzing, this team doesn't blitz.
Yeah.
How are you going to create that havoc for the quarterback to rush and perhaps try and force a ball where maybe he might not should force that ball, and then but we don't do that. I mean,
I
it's
think
like we don't take that chance.
Yeah, I think we finally. I mean, I think the addition of Robert Quinn, and I think maybe because the first 2 games he was suspended, and maybe it take him a game or two to get his legs back. You know what I mean? Because he missed most of training camp, right, with a broken hand, and
yes.
So I feel like the combination of him, I think Lawrence. He had that shoulder surgery pretty late, so that could probably take about a month to get fully healed. But I feel like the past few games, going back to the Philly game at least, from the Philly game to the Giants game, I feel like the defensive line has been playing a lot better. They've been getting in the quarterback's face. They've been creating pressure, and I think that's going to be what's leading some of these turnovers. Finally, I mean, this is and then Martellus Bennett. I think we discussed this earlier. He is definitely an upgrade over Tyrone Crawford.
Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett. We're thinking about his brother, the tight end.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, Michael Bennett. I mean, I think that's just a cherry on top for this defense. I mean, and like I said, the people that have like these like little things about him for whatever reason it might be. I mean, you can't discount that he had a good performance in this game because if you do that, you're no different than the other guys that sit there and hate on Dak Prescott for a mistake here and there.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like we discussed, he was a 7th round. It's a 8-game rental. You can't really be mad. We're not like tied to this guy long term or anything. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. So I just hopefully with the best 8 or 9 games out of him as we can. So hopefully.
Yes. One thing I do wish we could get a little more of is Blake Jarwin on the field. I understand that Witten's the better blocker, but it just seems like when Jarwin catches that ball and he got a little space,
he's athletic. Yeah, I mean, he can move. He's got some speed to him. Yeah, I agree. I would like to see him maybe split snaps 50-50 with Witten, because I think right now it's 80. Witten gets 80%. I think he's out there 75 or 80% of the snaps, and I think Jarwin's only out there for like 30 or something like that when it comes to tight ends, anyways.
So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say if it's staggering the progression of a Blake Jarwin, but still, I do know in my mind from what I saw last year that it seemed like the chemistry towards the end of the season between Dak and Jarwin was getting better, So, I mean, I guess let's just wait and see on that whole thing, how that plays out. Dak Prescott, again, the interception in the beginning, it happens. I'm not going to sweat over it. Dak still needs to get paid. I mean, I'm definitely not I'm not on that side that, I mean, I just question why. I don't really know what it is because, I mean, I see people saying things like, if Dak passes and stuff, we lose. And I'm sitting there looking at the first 3 games. I'm like,
that's not true at all. I know.
It's just like they're just like thinking like anything. I mean,
they're just skewing numbers to fit their narrative, essentially. You know what I mean? Like, It's like we all know the sky's blue, but you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh no, it's not. It's green." Yeah.
I mean, it just doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, I like the flashy play, just as much as the next guy. But if we got a dink and dunk down the field, we can control the clock, and we're still winning games. I'll take that every single day.
Exactly. I don't care how you get 7 points as long as you get 7 points. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
7 points, 7 points. I don't care how we get it.
I know, because then definitely 7 because you don't want the 3 because because if you get stopped on the 30-yard line, which is great field goal range for the normal kicker, you got to sit there and try to have Tyron hold somebody to put you back 10 yards. So then you're like pushing like 55 yards. So Mayo's a better chance because he can't kick short field goals for some reason.
I know. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. Yeah.
I mean,
a kicker that's more clutched from 50 plus than from like 25 to 35. That's unheard of.
Yeah, it's crazy. But going forward, we've got the Minnesota Vikings on Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football is always fun. A lot of people What is Sunday Night Football? Is on NBC still, right? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so we got Chris Collinsworth. A lot of people don't like him. I actually don't mind the guy. I mean, he
Yeah,
doesn't
I don't
bother me
mind
that
him.
much.
Yeah.
But there's people that don't like Aikman too, and say he's
I
a.
know, it's weird. I never got to hate on people who hate on Aikman. I mean, you know what it is? I feel like I don't know if I talked to this you or somebody else. I think a lot of Dallas fans, they don't like to hear the cold hard truth. And Aikman, I know Aikman's kind of critical. But like, what do you? I mean, he's not going to sugarcoat it. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, no,
he
but
calls it like he sees it. You know? I don't know.
Here's the thing about Aikman. There's a lot of fans, and yes, again, this is America's team, Earth's team, the planet's team. A lot of fans don't get the opportunity to hear like the local radio shows where like the ticket for here,
Yeah.
1310 to ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, every Tuesday Aikman's on the Muser show. And
Okay.
and he's not a hater. He praises Dak Prescott for his progressions and his improvement.
Yeah.
He praises a lot of things about the organization. The guy's not a Cowboy hater. I mean, the reality is that he can't be a homer on a national broadcast games.
Exactly.
And I don't understand why nobody can understand that. I mean, he just can't be. Now, I mean, if you want to hear a local broadcast and stuff, I'll be more than happy to record a local broadcast when you got like Michael Irvin or Emmett Smith
forget
or
it,
Dave Laufenberg in the booth. Yeah, you'll get all the Cowboys love you want because it's a local broadcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, and still, I'll probably get hate for this too, but I actually prefer listening to Aikman still than I like listening to Romo.
Because I couldn't agree more.
I mean, I don't think Romo's bad, but it gets a little too aw shucks after a while for me. And I just get tired of it.
Yeah.
So I get fatigued from that sometimes. Not saying he's not a good broadcaster, because he is a good broadcaster, but he's just not my type of broadcaster.
Yeah, I prefer like the more stern Aikman calling the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Jim Nantz and Tony Romo will never be a John Madden, Pat Summerall.
Oh yeah, that's and it's a shame this younger generation will never know, because they'll never get to hear Pat Summerall and John Madden together. That was a good crew. Those '90s Fox crew when they had the game of the week. Oh man, that was the best.
Yes. And even though Madden would talk about, you could tell how hard that guy works because you could tell the sweat on his pants. You're going through all this and stuff. Yeah, it doesn't make no sense, but that's still my stuff right there.
Yeah.
But we got the Vikings coming up. Regardless of, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really know what the pulse is with the Cowboys Nation, if they think this is going to be an easy game or not. I'm going to tell you that it's not going to be an easy game, and they are not to be overlooked.
Yeah. Two things here. Kirk Cousins is surprisingly awful against teams with winning records. His overall record, I think since he's been with the Vikings, he's like 1-9 against teams with a winning record. And overall, he's like 9-30 or something like that in his career. It's like really bizarre.
Yes.
His record against teams with a winning versus a team with a winning record.
Yeah, but he gets paid, and everybody throws their arms up about, Dak shouldn't get paid.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, you feel good about that, but then you look at their running game, leading the league in rushing. He's almost got 1,000 yards already, almost, and he's got like how many touchdowns he has, but he's up there in touchdowns too. So you got to kind of worry about the running game. I know sometimes Dallas gets exploited, being able to not be able to stop the run. So
yeah, we had Anderson look like he was like Walter Payton.
Yeah,
if they made him look like if Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and Emmitt Smith had a child. That's what they made Anderson look like last year in the playoffs. Look like a damn wrecking ball. But but that just goes back to the things about what inspires or what motivates this team.
Yeah.
Because those big games that you expect them, like especially a Rams game in the playoffs, what else do you need for you to be inspired?
Yeah.
What else do you need to have some energy in that type of game and that type of atmosphere?
Yeah.
So, I just think our team's just still a little young. Just probably just still a little young. Ain't got it all together just yet.
Yeah.
Do I think we're going to get to the playoffs? Of course.
Yeah.
But I've been a Cowboys fan for 40 years, and I mean, I lived through Super Bowl championships and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, when the Cowboys went to the playoffs, just going to the playoffs wasn't good enough.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
and the fan base needs to understand that. That's the reason why a lot of us old school Cowboy fans are way more critical. But we're more realistic critical though too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you got to be. This isn't Madden. This isn't fantasy football. This is the NFL. I mean, it's nice to win the division, but if that's all you're gonna do every year, I mean, to me that gets old after a while. You know what I mean? You gotta take the next step eventually.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, but these are the fans some of these fans are the ones that are still begging for the Cowboys to give Des Bryant a chance because he has a little workout video out. And
did you see that yesterday?
Yes. And if you saw the video, and again, I love Des Bryant. Loved everything he offered to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
High energy and everything else. But if you think that Des was running those routes is the same Des that we had before, is not even close. He's heavier. I mean, he doesn't move as good, and that's part of the reason why he got injured last year.
Exactly.
Because
he tore his Achilles, right? In the second practice.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, he's in great shape. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But the bulk he has is not receiver bulk.
Yeah, he's in great shape for a fitness magazine cover shoot, but that doesn't translate to wide receiver NFL. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, but I mean that's the whole argument about bone structure in the body anyway. I do feel like players now, the reason why there's more injuries is because players, they have so much muscle now, and their muscle mass is actually bigger and more defined than what their bone structure is even designed to maintain. And that's the reason why they're getting injured, just as, injured more so. But, I love Dez, but do I want him on this team? Even with Cooper possibly being injured and having a knee issue? No, I do not.
Yeah.
I just don't.
I almost feel like he burnt too many bridges on his way out. You know what I mean? He was talking trash about Garrett. Then he called Sean Lee a snake. Then he talked about Jason Witten. I mean, you really want that guy back in the locker room? It's too. To me, he burned his bridges.
And you don't have Beasley and all these other guys on the team anymore to make sure he gets to practice on time. I'd stop by his house to pick him up. See, that's stuff that a lot of people don't know about, but that's actual fact, true stuff.
Yeah.
So, and Beasley's another guy that talks trash. I can't wait till we punch them in the mouth
at
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and can I make another statement too?
Yeah.
Just because it's a rapper, or just because someone comes off a rap album and it happened to be a Dallas Cowboy player, does not mean the album is good. Just don't be blinded by the star. I love the star just as much as the next person, but I'm a hip hop connoisseur.
Okay.
Since the beginning. And you can't sit there and tell me Cole Beasley has anything worth listening to, period. Dude, I don't care if he has a star on or not.
Dude, all these guys think they can rap. Le'Veon Bell, didn't he do some stupid rap tape to rap CD he made or something? Yeah. I mean, come on, they all think they can rap. Yeah.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. And listeners, my listeners out throughout the whole world, can we please put up together a GoFundMe account so we can have a legitimate Dallas Cowboys rap anthem if we want to have one? I'm sick of these songs like, we walk into the stadium, we got our cowboy gear on. Just getting ready to get the ball and eat and run the field. Go Cowboys, yeah. And it's like some variation of some type of NFL theme song. It's like modified. I mean, just stop it. Yeah. Just because it has a star on it doesn't mean it looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good. Just because you make Cowboys gear and you throw a star on it does not make it good Cowboys gear.
Yeah.
Because I see a lot of that too. Not hating, but Jesus, man, there's a lot more than just throwing a star on something to make it nice.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, I just drew a star on this piece of paper that I have right here. Would you like to buy it?
I don't know.
I put Cowboys on top of it, so.
You better get a portion of that proceeds to Jerry. Cut.
Yeah. I did notice on local radio today they had like a brief interview with Zimmer, former defense coordinator of the Dallas Cowboys, and he kind of says, there's memories like with Jason and Garrett and other players, but outside of that, it really isn't that much because the players that he coached are no longer there, so he doesn't really look at it like that.
So
look
much
at it that way. Yeah. So he doesn't really look at it. So I mean, if they try and sell this like some type of Jason versus Zimmer. I mean,
I'm not buying that.
It's not really. Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's Cowboy football, though. It's not really something that you have to come up with something catchy to try and sell, anyways.
No,
you
it'll
know,
be the highest rated. It'll be one of the highest rated games of the season. It always is. Dallas in primetime.
Yeah, and I mean, I do think the Cowboys will pull it out. I predict probably like about 27, 27, 24, 27, 23, somewhere around in that ballpark. I do think it'll be a relatively close game. I do think it will come down to a turnover here or there.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, Minnesota's defense is pretty solid. So if they could, I don't think Dak's been sacked in the past 2 games, right? None against the Giants. And I don't think, maybe one? He's been sacked once against Philadelphia?
I don't think they were sacks per se.
Yeah,
I think he just got hit. I think he's took some hits.
But if they can keep him upright and, if Cooper plays, Cooper has to play. I mean, if Cooper is not playing, I mean, because I know he had an MRI in his knee today for a bone bruise, apparently. But if Amari's not playing, then I get a little nervous because I feel like this team they don't have I mean, Michael Gallup's nice, but for some reason, when his time to shine, I don't know. He's a number 2. You know what I mean?
Yes, he's a number 2 at this stage of the game. I mean, beginning of the season, and then injury. He hasn't been the same yet. I mean, in this particular game, if Cooper doesn't play, I'm going all in with Zeke and Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
And I'm utilizing Witten, and I'm utilizing Jarwin.
Yeah.
Until something frees up for a deep ball to somebody.
That's what a rational person would do. That's what you and I would do. But what does Jason Garrett do? What does he do? He does what he does, no matter who's out there. This is the game plan. Stick to it. You know what I mean? Like,
you gotta trust the process.
Yeah. Like, this guy does not know how to adjust. If your best wide receiver, and he's arguably top 10 in the league, is not out there, maybe show a different look, a different formation, a 2-back set, split your tight end out wide. You know what I mean? I mean, do something different. Throw the team off. Create mismatches. He's going to run the same offense without, doesn't matter who he has out there. It's going to be the same plays. It's just, but we had this conversation before, comparing him to other coaches and stuff. It just seems a little bit different. Yeah. Now, at the end of the day, I know there's probably only like about 5 or 6 real deal coaches that people classify as like the higher tier coaching. Yeah. In the NFL, anyways. Hell, it might not even be 5 or 6. Yeah. I just know Jason Garrett isn't one of them. No, 100%. No, he's in the middle of the pack. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a nice enough guy. I mean, I just don't understand how people get all crazy. I mean, because it's like bits and pieces. Cowboys Nation is always, well, I don't care what they're rolling out and stuff. I'm going all in all the time. Cowboys. Yeah, that's fine and dandy, but that's what 5-year-olds do.
Yeah.
When you get a little bit older, you start seeing things that you don't agree with, and then you find people to talk to about it, and kind of discuss. No one's like saying that. No one's talking about anybody's like, their loyalty to the team, because we're all loyal.
Exactly.
But it's like there's a group out there that thinks if you complain that you're not loyal. Hell, again, I know. I said it. I'm perfectly clear.
Yep.
40 years a fan.
Yep.
And I could stop wearing cowboy gear the next 10 years, and that'll be 50 years a fan right there. Because I don't believe in wearing the jersey stuff. That does not make you a bigger fan than anybody else. That just means that you're rocking colors. So I mean, so there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. Football stuff's expensive. Yeah, going to the games are expensive. Oh, I know. Some people can't afford to go do all that stuff. People have there's life in the way of doing all that other stuff. And some of us, if we're not working at the stadium or the Cowboy Pro Shop, we can't wear Cowboy stuff every day because we have normal jobs where you can't do that.
Yep.
So
I know.
I mean, it's just weird. It's just the notion and just the state of the Cowboys. I mean, the main reason why we came out or started doing this show is because we wanted to have that honest type of opinion. about and be critical about the team if we choose to. And if they're doing great, give them praise at the same time too. But
exactly, yeah, 100%.
I mean, we're going to criticize, but ain't none of us leaving Cowboys Nation
exactly.
ever.
Yeah, no one's leaving. You don't just change your allegiance. You can be critical. You know what I mean? But you can live with somebody and be critical and still love them. You know what I mean? So.
Exactly. It's like your kids and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you
don't always agree with their decisions, but you support them, right? Yeah.
Of course. I mean, I'm fortunate that like my kids haven't made any like crazy decisions yet, but if they have, I'm still gonna love them just the same.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
But that comes in back to Jerry.
Yep.
Mr. Jerry Jones. Jason Garrett is not your son, not your child,
yeah,
not anything.
I know.
You can go ahead and leave him out in the forest and stuff and turn around and hear him clapping and don't turn back.
Yeah. The clap, yeah.
Is it just me? It didn't seem like I didn't see him clapping as much this last game. Is that just me?
No, I noticed this whole season. I was like, dude, what's going on? I think I don't know maybe it's the pressure of like this is his last year of contract, but he is definitely not clapping as much as he used to. Definitely not clapping. I noticed that too. It's way down.
Yeah, I think it's bad play to clap ratio was definitely decreased.
Yeah,
this season.
He just kind of stands on the sideline with this like glazed over look in his face. Like I don't know what he's thinking half the time. You know what I mean?
I wish we could give him like a can of chew or something. He could just they could just be on the sideline just spitting all over the place. Actually, that would make me very, very happy. I'd laugh.
Yeah. Yeah. The clapper, yeah. That's his.
Yeah, like I said, nice enough guy and stuff, and granted, it does seem like the team is behind him.
Yeah.
But it's going to get to the point, it's like, when is everyone going to want something a little different?
Yeah, I mean,
I've been there for the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, one wild card win every few years is not enough. It's just not enough.
Yeah, and I'm kind of sick of, our backs are against the wall. We dig ourselves out of this big hole. Mm-hmm. We get into the playoffs, and then all of a sudden we get kicked right in the damn nuts.
Yeah.
This has happened 2 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Because Ron and Lisa, they thought I was insane when I was sitting there telling them that we're getting ready to go down to L.A. and kick them dead in the throat. Because I had in my mind with no doubt, like they're getting ready to get rocked in L.A.
I was pretty confident. That was the first time in a while that I've gone into a playoff game feeling pretty confident. When they beat Seattle, because they beat Seattle the first game, right?
Yes.
Last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when they beat Seattle, I'm like, okay, they've gotten over their demons. They could never beat Seattle in the playoffs, and I was like, all right, they got Seattle. They could handle. They could. I think they could beat the Rams, and then like they just got destroyed. Yeah, it was like what happened here.
Yeah, it was like a big measuring stick. I mean, like Seattle was that big measuring stick. Like,
exactly.
Also,
Wilson, he's that defense, and they just like I said, so I was pretty confident that following week, but man, it was a letdown. I've never seen a team get gashed like that so much by the run. I mean, they let up 200-yard rushers. That's ridiculous in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the Cowboys last year. The Cowboys was Apollo Creed and Philadelphia and Seattle, and Seattle was like Rocky.
Yeah.
So they go toe to toe. They know they can fight and stuff. Oh hell, I could do this with Rocky, or I could do this with Apollo. And all of a sudden, you got the Rams there. Damn, Ivan Drago.
Yeah, exactly.
And Apollo Creed just, we just go out there and get obliterated. Yeah. Nobody's there to, Duke's not out there to throw out the damn towels.
Yep.
Messed up. It just did not work.
No, and like I said, and that kind of like I said, that brings me to this Vikings game is they better be able to stop the run. They better be able to stop the run because Dalvin Cook. He's already talked about he wants to outperform Zeke, so there's definitely that running back competition out there. They all want to be the best out there. So stop the run, just stop the run. Yeah. But like you said the other day, make Kirk Cousins beat you. You know what I mean? Like make Kirk Cousins beat you.
Damn right.
Dalvin Cook.
Because I can tell you right now, that's what the Patriots would be doing.
Exactly. Yep.
You know,
Take away the best player. Yeah.
Yep, make him beat us.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, we'll see. I mean, like I said, I think it'll be a close game.
Me too. Yeah.
And so I'm definitely looking forward to it.
But I think the Cowboys should win this one, though. They should. Yeah.
Yeah, they should. But I'm just saying it's not going to be easy as what people think it is.
No. No. It'll be close.
Yeah, but you know, if they do happen to lose this game, we're going to be right back to square one and stuff once they play the Lions the following week because I'm just going to be not too sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, I'm just going to be not too sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's really all I have for this episode. You have anything else you'd like to discuss?
No, I think we pretty much hit most of the bullet points. As far as, you know, Jordan Lewis, Dez, Giants, Vikings. So
yeah.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate we didn't have enough time to because I mean it's kind of nice to talk about. I posted a video about the Herschel Walker trade earlier.
Oh wow,
yeah. Again, that's at the Star Chronicle or the Star_Chronicles on Instagram. The Star_Chronicles on Instagram. Go ahead and check us out. Always posting like little different videos and tidbits of things that
they're pretty
people
cool.
may have forgot.
Yeah, facts and everything.
Yeah,
cool.
People may have forgot.
Oh, yeah. So I'm sure most of them don't even know anything about it.
You know, some don't. You know, Herschel who?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. No, Herschel Walker was a bad man.
Yeah, I know.
A bad man. But anyways, we're going to be back next week with the return of Lisa and Ron. Hopefully they can tell us about their findings of what happened to Will Hernandez. But let's go, giving a round of applause to Kyle for, going on in and, taking part in the show.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
Definitely appreciate it. But on behalf of myself and Kyle, I'm going to wish Cowboys Nation a great weekend. And let's end that weekend with a victory over the Minnesota Vikings. Go Cowboys. And you can go ahead and say goodbye to people if you want to.
All right, guys. Get this win. Get another victory Monday. Feeling good. Walking to work. Head high. Coming up with another Cowboys win.
Yes, and collect my free drink from Dunkin' Donuts and stuff after every Cowboy victory. I can't wait. They hate seeing me. But everyone. Hello, I'm Troy Hill with the Star Chronicles Cowboys Talk Podcast, sponsored by Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place, free, which you can use right from your phone or computer with creation tools that allow you to record and edit to get your show sounding glorious. They'll even distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. You can easily make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. So what you need to do is download the Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Did I mention it was free?